All right. We are live, and it is election night in America. We're about to have the polls close, and Virginia, a huge night here. Thank you, everyone, for joining me here. So we got Virginia closing soon. We got the main races are mounting, and Virginia is the governor, lieutenant governor, and the attorney general. At, and that's at 7. At 8, we got New Jersey. At 9, we got New York City. At 11, we got California. So here we go. Polls are closed. Now the late game is here. All right, so let's go over some data. So let's go over net favorables. New Jersey, Carroll plus 9, Titarelli minus 6, Virginia, Spanberger plus 7, Earl Sears minus 7. Those are their net favorables. In New Jersey, Democrats have a 52,000 vote advantage in the E-Day. They have 45,000 in Essex. It's a 33,000 vote advantage in Hudson, 20,000 in Union, 8,000 in Mercer, 6,900 Passaic. Burlington is 3,600. Gloucester even. Cumberland 770. Somerset 770 plus for the Republican. Somerset leads is 741 for the Republican. Hunterdon 5,600 lead for Republican. Monmouth is 13,000 for Republicans. Republicans advantage in Morris County is 16,000 and in Olson County is 28,000. As via Micah Rasmussen. All right, so let's get into this. So we're just waiting here for the first results. All right, so All right, so we're still waiting for the first results here. Um, and there we go. First results are in. And it is Spamberger ahead, 1,854 to Winslow Merrill Sears, 884. All right, so let's go over what we got. Lynchburg City, that's what we got here for Spamberger, 7525. Over here, Blaine County, Steers, 84 to 16. Tracy County, 84 to 14 for Sears. Buckingham County, that's a 9-point lead for Sears. All right, let's go over to the Attorney General. All right. So, and the Attorney General is 60-38. So he's underperforming Spamberger in Buckingham County. Oh, there's Richmond. There is Richmond. The governor's race that's got Richmond. Here we go. Richmond, the city is in 77-23 for Spamberger. Got Henry County, and for Earl Sears. Whoops. Right now it's 63-36 for Spamberger, and there's more votes coming in. Earl Sears continues to gain. We got Brunswick County 65-35, and then Greensville County 67-33. Halifax 57-43. That's all for Earl Sears. Get more results. You got Prince Edward now 51-48. Earl Sears. Let's go to the Attorney General's race right quick. Okay. Jones is trailing. It's leading by 5 compared to Spamberger, who leads by 15. Oh, whoa, my God. More votes. Oh, okay. More votes coming in. And okay. Oh, wow. Chesterfield just came in. 56-44 for Spamberger. Norfolk just came in. Whoa. All right. So 2% in. It's 57-42 Spamberger. So we're watching Spamberg now leads by 9. And we're just watching stuff come in here for Spamberg. There's Virginia Beach. Whoa. Looking very solid for Earl Spamberg right now. All right, let's just say this. It watch watch Loudon. That's where you need to watch. Carol, oh wow. All right. All right, we're getting stuff in quickly here. South and east of Richmond to Norfolk. That's District 4. Getting a lot. That's a heavy Democratic area. That's where we're getting a lot of votes now coming in. All right, votes are coming in very fast here. It's very close in the Attorney General race. You get Jay Jones ahead barely. It's 0.5. Here's the governor's race. No. The Irish have held lead in the Attorney General's race. All right, here's some extra polls now from New Jersey. Good, not so good. Poor, that's on the economy. 3 minutes until the polls close in New Jersey. Loudon, oh my god. I think it's now time that we probably say this is game over. That's huge. Wow. Just wow. All right, 57-42 and Loudon for Jones. He takes back the lead. Just wow. What a start there for Democrats. What a start here for Democrats. We knew what we needed to see. That is what Spangenberger really wanted in Loudon, and she got it. I think we may be close to getting a call in Virginia already. All right, let me go see how Biden did in Loudon 6 years ago. 61-36. Right now, Spangenberger. And there's Fairfax. 63-37 in Loudon. Wow. 7-3-27 in Fairfax for Spangenberger. It was 69-20 for Biden in 2020. Spangenberger in both Loudon and Fairfax are outperforming Biden and Harris. All right, so in Fairfax, Bamberger outran Jones by 4 points. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. for a little bit, and joining us now is Dante from Turnout with the Stag. He's a little bit late, but he's joining us. What's up?
Hey there, good to be here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you just fine. And we are starting to get projections right now for Spanberger. We got a couple from um, uh, some of the sources. But yeah, this is just pretty solid first good night for Spanberger. We got Loudon 64-36. Loudon's done. Wow. Okay. That is 64-36. Fairfax is only 2 in, but it's 73-27. Just south in Prince William. Oh, goddamn. 78-22. So,
Well, with Fairfax fully counted, Jay Jones. Sorry, not Loudon fully counted. Jay Jones 59-40. So yeah, he held up there because Kamala won that 57-40.
yeah, we obviously knew what happened right after, like with those suburbs. Like, but now, looking pretty good for Spanberger.
Yeah,
What was your higher end projection? Was it like 4? Was it like 14?
My highest is 14. I saw a couple people say that like maybe she gets over 14 in like the best case scenario for Democrats, but yeah.
Right now, we got a 15-point lead here. She leads at Virginia Beach. I don't know how much Terry McAuliffe or cumulative, but it's looking very nice for Spanberger right now. The lead's already over 120,000 votes. I gotta say that, over 120,000 votes.
Yeah, no, I've got the comparisons. So the two maps I've got up here in addition to our current race, 2024 in Virginia and 2020 and 2021, the governor's race. One interesting thing I'm going to look at is the 2024 Senate race. Tim Kaine won by 9 points. He got 59-41 in Loudoun County. So I mean, if Jay Jones ends up holding here, because Jay Jones, I'm using him as kind of a benchmark because he's who we expect to be the worst performing Democrat on the ticket following all of his scandals. I think you would agree.
Yeah, like he's obviously right now the worst performing Democrat. I think I don't have the lieutenant governor number up.
Lieutenant governor, she leads 55.2, 44.5. So a bit behind Spanberger, but not a big gap. For example, in Loudoun, she leads 62-38. Spanberger leads 64-36. So about a 2-point gap there, very small. I never bought into the polling that suggested that she was like trailing Spanberger by a lot.
Yeah, like the question is how much could Spanberger pull over Jones? Yeah, right now it looks very good that Jones might not only just win this thing, he could actually get upwards of 5-point win here. So what's going on over there in the legislative races right now?
Yeah, so let's take a look. I'll pull up my list of races to watch that I had, and we'll just kind of run down the list if that's okay with you.
Yeah, well, let's go with that because I'm pretty sure Democrats right now are aiming at the 60-seat majority there in the House of Delegates.
Yeah, let's quickly take a look. New York Times doesn't have the most detailed results for legislative races, but we'll be able to see who's ahead. So let's jump down here. I've got my list. Okay, first seat I have to watch, HD 21. That's a likely Dem district, 11% in. The Democratic incumbent up 73-27. Here's a big early vote count. HD 22. This is Republican held Harris +1. The Democrat leads 71-29 over the Republican incumbent, 10% in, but still they're on track there. That's a strong number. HD30, this is one that was Trump +1, Republican held, Democrats battling very hard to flip this one. Narrow, 86% in. The Democrat leads 51-49. So keep an eye on that one because we're down the stretch in the votes there. Very close race. That's one that Democrats were really hoping to flip. HD 34, this is one of the long shot seats for Democrats. And yeah, 26% in, the Republican up 74-26. We expect that to narrow, but I had that one rated as likely R. It was a long shot race. HD 40, this is another long shot race. This was Trump +9. Not a blowout so far, only 11% in. The Republican leads 54-46. We'll keep an eye on that one. HD 41, 16% in. Republican incumbent up 63-37. That's one that Democrats were hoping to flip. It's only Trump +3. We'll see what happens as more votes come in there. I have a couple other long shot districts coming up here in HD 49 and in HD 52. 49, 11% in. The Republican is up 54-46. I had that rated as likely R. HD 52. This is one that I had rated as a big long shot. So currently the Democrat leads 71-29, but only 8% in. So we'll hold our horses there, but that would be a bit of a stunner, although Democrats did have it on the board. HD 57, this is like one that Democrats need to flip. If they're going to gain seats tonight, this is like one of their easiest flip opportunities. No votes in there yet, however. HD 64, marginal Republican favored in this district, 28% in. The Republicans lead 63-37, so they're on a good track there. We'll keep an eye on it. Again, a lot of these races, not a ton of votes in yet. Only a couple where we're in the 80s and 70s in terms of votes in. HD 65, likely Democrat district. Democrat incumbent leads 67-33. Still a bunch of votes to come, but 27% in. HD 66 and 69, both lean R districts. In 66, the Republican leads 51-49 with 34 in, so kind of what we would expect. 69, Republican up 60, Democrat 35, only 16% in, however. I'm running through these, but okay, so the HDs, 70s, and 80s are really where we get to like a lot of the flip opportunities. HD 71, one of the best opportunities for Democrats to flip. No votes in, but that's a Harris +5 district with a Republican incumbent. That's one of their best flip opportunities. HD 73, this was my one toss-up rating. It's Harris +1. It's Republican held. Right now it is 50-50 with 44% in. The Republican incumbent has a narrow 50-50 there in my one toss-up. HD 74, this was a likely R district. Republican leads 58-42 with 48% in, so about where you'd expect that to be. HD 75, Harris +7, Republican held. This is the fun fact. This is the incumbent in this seat is the one that Jay Jones texted his problematic text to. So that's an interesting dynamic there. 75, 50.7 for the Democrat, 49.3 for the Republican, 38% in. Very, very close, very narrow split in that district. HD 82, this is one that I think Democrats are favored to flip. Harris +8. Republican incumbent leads 53-47 with 49% in. We'll keep an eye on that one. That would be a hold. That would be an important hold for Republicans if they can hang on. HD 83, this was a long shot, likely are 28% in. Republicans lead 52-48. A couple other flip opportunities for Democrats that I think they are favored to flip. HD 86 and HD 89, both Harris won Republican districts. In 86, Republican has a big lead, 76-24, but only 10% in. In HD 89, Democrat has a big lead, 71-29, but only 1% in. And the final three districts we'll look at here are all long shots. 97, 35% in, Republican leads 53, Democrat leads 53-47%. That's a long shot Republican flip opportunity. 99 and 100, both long shot Democratic flip opportunities. 99 is 60-40 in favor of Republicans, 33% in. 100, 50-50, tied race, 46% in. So we'll go back to those later in the night. We'll keep monitoring the statewide races primarily, but those will be races to keep an eye on for sure.
All right, so updates now on the Virginia governor's race. Bamberger leads by 9, which, because we got a lot of votes coming in from rural Virginia in the mountains.
Okay, actually, wait, I just wanted to pull this in.
We've been here.
Actually, not. It's okay. Yeah, keep going.
So the ballots right now estimated remaining. We're estimating that Bamberger gets 57%, which would be pretty insane
Wait, what the hell?
in
There was a
Virginia.
yo, Andy, Trump J. Jones County. Look at that.
Wait, which county is it?
Surrey, Virginia. Surrey County, Virginia. We have a Trump J. Jones County 95% counted. What the heck? Who I don't know
Which
who's
part?
it's in the Norfolk area. It's I think it's one of the independent cities, so it might be hard to like tap out on the map, honestly.
But wow. All right.
I'll try and find it here. Let me.
I found it. I found it. What the? That's actually crazy.
That was a Trump
Hamburger?
plus 0. Trump plus 1 county. Jones wins it by 0.4.
Surrey went Bamberger by 4.
Okay, so it's not surprising that it's flipping. It's not surprising that a Trump plus 1 county is flipping to Spanberger, who's having a strong performance. It's just surprising that Jay Jones only underran her by like a few points there.
And it shows how I think Democrats are on pace now for a sweep, even though it looks very close for Jones.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Democrats are on pace for a sweep here.
Yeah, well, I just noticed this. The NYT has projections for each races. Forecast in the governor's race, they think Spanberger on track to receive 57%. So she's on track for a landslide right now. I mean, just an absolute punisher. I think that would be better than Ralph Northam did in 2019, 2017. Of course, he did face a much weaker opponent. But Attorney General race, they have Jay Jones currently on track to finish with 53%. So there's like a non-zero chance Jay Jones ends up outperforming Kamala Harris here as this currently holds up, which is a lot to think about right now. Let me check the lieutenant governor race quickly. I think Hashmi looks pretty secure in that. They actually don't have. I don't know why they're not doing a projection here, but she's running ahead of Jay Jones. So by a fair amount, so I think you can kind of put 2 and 2 together. If Jay Jones is favored to get 53% of the vote, Hashmi is certainly winning this. I've already seen a couple outlets actually call it for her a few minutes after they called it for Spanberger. So Democrats on track to win the governor's race and the lieutenant governor's race. We'll keep watching attorney general for now, but they do look favored in that one, I would say. And of course, we'll have to wait and see the next down ballot.
Yeah, the Spanberg, like we've been talking pretty much about this race and for Spanberger, and it's been a discussion like what is a landslide very possible, and it looks very likely at this point with about 31% in, with Spanberger expected to get 57%. That is something to think about if you're the Virginia GOP. You swept the offices 4 years ago, and now you might lose all of them in landslide. Well, except for Jay Jones, but if it wasn't for those scandals, he probably would have had a landslide too.
Okay, so this is not Virginia, but I do have some news coming out of one of the races that not a lot of people, very few people were following these races, but 2 races in Georgia, the 2 statewide races for Public Service Commission. You probably have not heard about these. Democrats have just won both. Decision Desk HQ projecting they have flipped 2 seats in Georgia, statewide races. Obviously, low turnout, very wonky, but definitely kind of a notable flip for Democrats in Georgia.
Yeah, I had it on my radar. It just wasn't really paying attention. But 2 flips in Georgia, that's actually great news for Democrats for their prospects next year.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a result that a lot of Democrats are going to be very happy about. Republicans knew that because of the turnout issues, those were going to be hard to hold. I heard some confidence projected today that maybe the election day turnout in rural counties was enough to keep them close. I'll go check the margins on Decision Desk because New York Times does not have this. But it does look like ultimately these were not particularly close races. Big time turnout differential in favor of Democrats in those races, which isn't necessarily shocking considering what we've seen happen in off year and kind of elections that are under discussed, Democrats tend to have an advantage. And yeah, 32% in, Democrats are leading one race 60-40, which is wow. Oh, that has 65% in. The race at 65% in, Democrats have a massive lead, and Decision Desk HQ thinks they're actually on track to expand that lead. And smaller lead in the other race, but only 32% in that one, but both double-digit leads. Decision Desk HQ has called both for the Democrats, and Fulton County hasn't come in yet, so
Cool. We're looking at some landslides in Georgia for the Democrats. Right now, we're still getting a projected landslide here in Virginia for Abigail Spanberger. Obviously, a disappointing night for the GOP here in Virginia. Obviously, Northern Virginia turning hard back to the left after shocking us all last November in this.
Spanberger is wiping the floor with Winsome Earl Sears right now. And this is unfortunately for Jason Mayaris. This was exactly what you feared. A blowout on the top of the ticket. Jay Jones, obviously a very damaged candidate, lots of controversy, lots of scandal. He's going to underperform Spanberger significantly. He's going to underperform Ghazala Hashmi by quite a bit as well. But if Spanberger is going to win by like 15 points, which seems possible, it was just always going to be incredibly difficult for Jason Mayaris to overcome that level. It's just, you don't see that type of ticket splitting anymore these days. You really don't.
Yeah. And we've seen stuff in the past, like Hawaii governor Republican, and we've seen
okay. Just letting you know, it is about to be 8 p.m. here on the East Coast, and polls will be closing in New Jersey.
Yeah, that's a huge race. We'll see what happens, but Jack Citarelli is really like if I've seen it, the numbers are right. Citarelli is pretty much bad. And there we go. We got a projection. There we go. APS projected Spanberger for winner. Yes, we have Spanberger's officially declared the winner. This is a pickup for the Democrats, and we have officially a tied governor's delegation. If Fitzgerald does win, we'll have a tied delegation of governors. I believe that's when the math is right on that.
Yeah, this is going to be a blowout. Spanberger has actually his margin is going to increase from where it currently is, and I would expect that we'll get a call in the lieutenant governor's race sooner rather than later. It'll probably take a while longer in the attorney general race, but yeah, but I think we get a lieutenant governor call here probably in the next few minutes. So keep an eye out for that. I'll keep an eye out for that.
This is looking like a disaster for the Republicans here.
I think Republicans were prepared for this to be a mess just based on the last few days, if we're being totally honest, but it's still not ideal. And if Spanberger does end up winning by like more than say 14 points, if she is getting like 50% of the vote, even for the most the Republicans who are most prepared, like that's a margin that would really, I think, be really rough to look at. That was just not what I think that's just not what you want to see in a state where you hold the governorship, even if your incumbent's termed out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm gonna open up my results for New Jersey now. As we get into this, I don't know if the results will come in quite as quickly here. New Jersey might be a little bit more annoying. Obviously, just some context for New Jersey. I think most of us are probably aware of this, but incumbent Governor Phil Murphy termed out after 2 terms. There's been a lot of attention on this race. Congresswoman Mickey Sherrill for the Democrats, former state assemblyman Jack Citarelli for the Republicans. Citarelli became nationally known in 2021 when he only lost to Murphy by 3 points. That was a shockingly close election. Very few polls had that election as being close. Murphy only barely skated by. Then Trump only loses New Jersey by 6 points in last November. And there's some real fear among Democrats, is this what the heck's going on down here, this
Mhm.
race at various times,
Yeah.
I think we both expect Cheryl to win now, but there were various points over the summer and especially in like mid-September where it looked like this was a pretty questionable race
Mhm.
and where it looked like Chattarelli had a real shot to win. So we're looking more at the margin now than anything. I do think Cheryl's pretty heavily favored, not heavily favored, but a comfortable favorite. It wouldn't stun me necessarily if she lost, but it would be surprising. We'll watch the
Mhm.
margin. Obviously, Republicans, if they could keep this, if Cheryl underperforms Kamala Harris, Republicans will ultimately take this one as a win. I think any
Yeah.
Democrat would just say if she can get like a 7 to 8 point win, outperform Kamala. Phil Murphy's not popular. New Jersey seems to be trending a little bit to the right. If she can just get a Kamala over performance, we'll be happy here. Republicans will hope for a bit more than that.
Yeah, but the bad news here for Chinarelli is that Trump is also unpopular, more unpopular than Murphy in the exit polls.
Yeah, Trump's popularity, one of the strongest performances of any Republican in New Jersey in the last 4 decades in 2024. Certainly the strongest performance since Bush in 2004. But it's clearly his popularity not where it was, not where it was last year.
Yeah, obviously. And a lot of things about Trump's performance in a lot of the blue states is that, like, and okay. So we got our first results here in New Jersey, and it is Hudson County, and they drop a big one. We got 40%
Yeah,
already
that's
in, and it's 78-21.
yeah. So this was,
Oh,
this is a new this is a deep blue county. This is where you'd expect Cheryl to clean up. It's where she's going to need the clean up. Only 40% in, so we'll wait on making comparisons. Just for the record, Kamala won this county 63-35. So right now a big overperformance, but also only 40% of the vote in.
yeah, and it's 2% of the whole state, so pretty interesting there, but a huge overperformance as it stays. Let's go back to we're done with the governor's race in Virginia. Let's go to the attorney general's race once again. We got a very tight one still. We got Jay Jones ahead by 1.5 here over Jason Mayaris, and it is about 20,000 votes. Uh, we're seeing that
Ooh,
Mayaris is.
some big non-election news here. Just if I can throw this in. Kansas Republicans are dropping their efforts to redraw the House districts in that state. There was a push there to
So
target the one Democratic Congresswoman, Sharice Davids. They appear to be dropping that. There was some talk that if they went there, Sharice Davids was going to run for U.S. Senate, so maybe that played into their decision. But yeah, Kansas Republicans dropping their efforts to redistrict the state.
yeah,
Not going to make Trump happy.
And what's difficult for them is that they probably that probably wouldn't have pulled up in the Kansas Supreme Court, obviously, because it's Warren Kelly appointed all the recent justices. Warren Kelly made them Democrats, so I'm not even sure if the districts would have stood. So I think it was just a losing battle either way at that point. And Jay Jones just gained some more here. Oh, okay. We got Ocean. We just got Ocean drop. We got Ocean County drop. We got Ocean County drop. And it is 63-36 Chitterelli.
Oh, we got Bergen as well. That's Gottenheimer area. 51-40, 53-48, 52-48. Okay. Gloucester, that's early votes for sure because that's a Trump county. Yeah, I mean, it's still a little too early to discern anything. I think we're mostly getting early votes. We're going to have to wait, I would say, for a little bit more to come.
Mm-hmm.
As we get Essex coming in, big boost for Cheryl, as you might expect, home in Newark. Again, 35% in. So we'll wait for more votes.
She's outperforming Harris right now. Mm-hmm.
We'll wait for more votes.
I still think she's outperforming Harris. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so just also just looked at apparently these Georgia races. These are the first time Democrats have won statewide races in Georgia in 20 years.
That are non-federal. So not
That's true.
counting
That's true.
Ossoff and
State,
Warnock.
so like, yeah, state row, governor,
Yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah, yeah. We're not including Ossoff and Warnock.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about that. I was just thinking like, wow, it's been a minute. It's been a minute.
Yeah, and we Democrats came close to getting the governor's mansion in 18, obviously. But yeah, if it's looking this good for Democrats in Georgia, I bet one person right now that's happy is John Ossoff.
Well, yeah, I mean, according to the DGHQ results I'm looking at, the Democrats in running in these two races are out on average outrunning Kamala in the completed counties by, I would say, somewhere from 25 to 30 points.
Damn.
Yeah, so
All
this
right,
was.
Burlington.
I don't think this
Hello.
was just. I don't think this was purely a turnout issue. What's up?
Hello. What?
Yeah, 50.
Ooh. I mean,
oh,
I think
that's probably an error. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's an error because what? Hello.
for those who cannot see, it has Jack Ciattarelli at 99%, which would be one thing, but then in second with 1%, it has the independent candidate Vic Kaplan, who has 0.3% otherwise. Tabulation error. We're just gonna like pretend that one's not happening for now. They'll probably fix it pretty quickly.
Yeah, that would be a disaster if it was actually 99-1.
Yeah, most places are disasters.
Obviously, this is the one county that we're looking at, Passaic County. Trump won here by a decent margin after Biden won in a landslide in 2020.
Also, I'll be taking a look at the Pennsylvania Supreme Court races right now. Just keep an eye on that.
I forgot about that. All right, so we got an update in the Virginia Attorney General's race. Margin's keeping steady, point and a half lead for Jay Jones. But it's 41% in. And I think the Spanberg
I think
that's for the reason Jay Jones wins.
Yeah, I think you can start to see why Republican pollsters in the last week of this race were randomly putting out a lot of really good polls for Democrats. I think we saw a last-minute attempt to save the A+ grades. Yes, this as where it stands, this Jay Jones, the Attorney General race. Jay Jones is on track to win, and it's on track to not even be like particularly close in the end. I think it's an open question. He might end up matching Kamala Harris's margin when all is said and done.
Hold on, we just got Camden County. That's right outside Philadelphia, 44%. And
there's really not even an undervote in the AG race. I was thinking there might be an undervote, but there really isn't.
All right, we got a Burlington got fixed, 65-35, Cheryl.
That makes a lot more sense considering the results there. 2020, 2024, 58-41 Kamala. So it says 45% in. So, we'll keep watching and waiting for votes there.
Yeah, but so far, so good for Cheryl.
Yeah, so far hitting like where you'd expect her to be. It's again still very early, but we'll keep waiting. But yeah, nothing like notably problematic for her in the early votes, but of course it's the early votes.
Yeah. And everyone who's been watching me the last few weeks, I've been doing the early vote breakdown podcast again. And I've been noting that Jack has been struggling in the early vote, especially the early in person. He needed to win. He probably needed to win that more than what Trump did 4 years ago. Not 4 years ago, last year. And it's not looking good for her. And the Democrats won every day of the early in person voting. So might be that's why it was like it's probably margin watching instead of like watching to see who wins. It's more so margin watching at this point.
Going to do a quick check on the state legislature races in Virginia. You know, keep an eye on New Jersey. I'll point out anything that I see as notable in these legislative races. Fifty 59% in, HD 22 in Virginia. This is Republican held. The Democrat leads 56-44 with 59% in. This was definitely one of their better flip opportunities. So, yeah. HD 30, 92% in. Democrats still up 51-49. We're coming to the end there. We're going to have to keep a close eye on that, but that would be another big flip for them if they could get that one.
Yeah. Again, we're just watching to see. Like, I don't even think the House of Delegates is in question this year. We're just watching to see if the Democrats get to the supermajority.
Yeah, I would agree.
We're just getting some updated vote tallies from the counties. Union County, 66-44 for Cheryl.
Yeah, another strong Democratic county.
Mm-hmm. From the looks of it, I'm seeing Cheryl doing better than Harris in every county so far.
Yeah, but it's also early votes in every county.
Yeah. I also seen that Democrats also won today's E-Day vote. So.
Okay. Oh, I'm looking through State Navigate. We got some projections. So two of the races that so HD 21 and HD 97, two Democratic races that were considered to be relatively safe, but kind of on the edge of potential competitiveness if things went wrong. They're calling both of those. They're also calling two flips. We have our first two flips, HD 22, which I just mentioned, Republican held district. Democrats 59% in, Democrat led by 12. So they're calling that one as a flip. They're also calling HD 82, 74% in here. Democrats lead this one 56-44 over the Republican incumbent.
Whoa.
So yeah, right. two flips coming in. They still have not called the Attorney General race, but they have called those two flips.
All right.
So So yeah, if you're keeping score, it's currently 51-49 in the House of Delegates with these flips. We really don't expect Republicans to flip any seats. I just mentioned two of the seats that they conceivably had a shot at flipping just got called for Democrats. They had a really low list of seats that they could have theoretically flipped. So right now we're looking pretty firmly at 53-47. Democrats are hoping for maybe that magic number 60. Still a long way to go to that, but they've made a couple strides.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, people may have talked about maybe 67D outright supermajority, not just the 60-40 supermajority, but the outright veto-proof 67 seat majority. That probably is not going to happen. Probably wouldn't need a Spanberger to win by about 20 for that to happen. But back over here in New Jersey, we just got Hunterdon County in 69-30 for Cheryl.
There's Cobb County. Oh my gosh. This Democratic candidate is outperforming Kamala Harris in Cobb County by 38 points in Georgia.
Cobb County, that's North Atlanta.
Yeah, Trump. That's one of those counties.
Mm-hmm. Like, we consider Cobb County, it's like the This could come down to being one of the best Democratic Party performances in the Trump era.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens in New Jersey, but strong night for them in Virginia, certainly. Oh boy, here we go. DDHQ projection. Mickey Sherrill will be the next governor of New Jersey. Decision Desk HQ calling it now. And Jack Ciattarelli has lost his third straight bid for governor. So we kind of expected this. We kind of talked about this before the race came in. We were looking more at the margin than anything, and we're still looking at that. NYT currently projects it as still being like relatively close-ish, so we'll see. But yeah, Decision Desk HQ calling this one for Mickey Sherrill, calling it for her, and I don't see any reason to disagree. Decision Desk HQ, they can be a little tricky, but they're usually accurate.
Yeah,
And
but they run pretty early too.
I haven't really seen anything, so I'll wait. I'll mention when it's called by someone else. But, certainly does not look like there's not a lot of stuff that I'm seeing here that's like convincing me that like that Jack Ciattarelli has his chance at winning this one.
Yeah, and okay, Atlantic County, Mikey Sherrill leads 67-32. That's Atlantic City.
Yeah, that's 18% in. This was a 51-48 Trump County, so we'll expect this one to get redder as election day votes come in. We'll keep an eye on that one, but yeah, I mean, there hasn't really been like it's right now the numbers are going to be incredibly blue, much bluer than I think the final numbers will be. But if you're a prognosticator, you're not really seeing anything that like suggests that Ciattarelli is about to like pull a rabbit out of his hat, because he's gonna have to come back from down like 30 points to win this, and he might be able to cut it close. He might be able to get it down to single digits. Who knows? But you're not really seeing anything that suggests that he's going to like make this grand sweeping comeback. Cheryl clearly has a pretty firm firewall right now. It's just hard to see a path back for him. And at this point, Republicans for Ciattarelli, he's been running for governor for nearly 10 years straight. He ran in 2017. A lot of people don't know that because he lost the Republican nomination, but he's been running for governor for nearly a decade on end now. So for him, it's unfortunate. For Republicans, they're just going to be margin watching and hoping he can maybe keep this into a single-digit race, maybe hoping he can get it closer than what it was in 2024. Just looking for signs of progress, We'll start to watch in a few minutes here. I'm not watching them right now. We'll start to check out the New Jersey State Assembly. Democrats, no risk of losing their majority there, but that will still be interesting. And I'm sure a couple Democrats are hoping that if Sherrill ends up winning by more than expected, I'm sure a couple Democrats are saying, hey, maybe we can gain a few seats here. Most people expect it to be relatively Republicans gain 1 or 2 seats, but I'm sure if Sherrill is winning by more than expected, Democrats are going to be looking at that and saying, hey, maybe we can pick up a couple seats here.
Okay, we just got Cape May County. That's south of Atlantic City. That's on the border with Delaware. We got Ciattarelli leading by a point.
Yeah, as you might expect, this is a red county, so 59-40 Trump in 2024. So again, early votes. So as we expect, it'll get redder as the night goes on. But we'll see. The one place where he does have some good news is Ocean County. Like even in early votes, it's 63-36 Ciattarelli. He won, and Trump won it by like 67. I think 67-36, something like that. So honestly, if Ocean County is going to get redder, he could be on track for like a decent overperformance there.
Mm-hmm. But the thing is, Ocean County has been reliably red for some time. That's probably the reason why Democrats in 2018 didn't just completely sweep the entire state, was because of Ocean County.
That Atlas Intel poll that had Jack Ciattarelli winning
black voters
by 20 points.
The fact that they didn't even issue correction polls shows that they're actually fine with just losing their A+.
Well, to be fair, they did issue a correction in Virginia, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, so now let's head over back to the Attorney General race in Virginia. Again, Jay Jones and Jason Myers. We've been running this dance around a point and a half all night. But yeah, looking very nice for Democrats tonight. It is going to be one of those nights the Republicans feared. All right, we just got Monmouth count. Okay. And there we go. We got an air counting Cumberland, 6732 for Cheryl. We have point now for in the Attorney General's race in Virginia. Continuing watching the New Jersey governor's race. All right, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back in here. The phone takes back. All right, so we're
Yeah, sorry about that. Not sure
still.
what happened.
All right, so we're waiting here. So we got some more early votes, and Zero is patting her firewall a little bit more, and we just got some more votes coming in. That and there goes some of the firewall in Gloucester County. Cheryl's lead now down to 59-41. But right now it's looking very good for Cheryl. The firewall, obviously, we don't have a projection yet. AP still says it's too early, but has any other major uh, uh, news sources called any races?
No, I've been like keeping an eye on State Navigate, but I don't think they've called this one yet. I've seen a couple um, like smart people online call this one. Like Lakshya Jain from Split Ticket has called it. So, but those are like individual people. State Navigate has called it for Jay Jones.
Yeah, did Wasserman retire from doing his tweets?
He doesn't do it as much anymore. He's been tweeting.
Still waiting for Passaic County to Somerset County, two of the bigger battlegrounds for the counties here in New Jersey this year.
And in addition to Jay Jones, Democrats just get their third flip of the night, HD 57. This was always one of their strongest flip opportunities in Virginia. It's Harris +9. So, this was always going to be one that they were going to have to flip. 57% in, the Democrat leads the Republican incumbent 55-45.
So we're now at 55 for the Democrats in that House of Delegates.
I think we're at 54. Yeah, we're at 54. This is the third 54. Flip.
All right.
Again, I said, Democrats hoping to get to that 56 number. If they could get to 60 or beyond, they'd be ecstatic. But 56 was like the kind of number, that's 5 flips. That's usually a sign of a pretty good night.
Yeah. And what? So we were talking about this in the summer. Like, what type of night could tonight mean for 2026? You said both. If it's a sweep and it's mostly in double digits, you said like something in the ballpark of a big blue wave. But this does so. We're certainly due, enthusiasm.
It certainly has some blue wave feelings to it. That's for sure. It's closer to that end of the spectrum than the other end for sure. Virginia Democrats now starting to kind of pull away a bit. Obviously, we expected that to be coming.
It's a 2-point lead now for Jay Jones. We should get a call there soon by the AP.
Yeah, I just noticed the AP called the lieutenant governor race for Hashmi. Obviously, we called that a bit ago, but yeah, she's got about a 7-point lead, so she's outperforming Jay Jones by a fair amount. Slightly underperforming Spanberger, but this was a really weirdly polled race. There were a lot of polls in the last week that had her like underrunning Spanberger by a ton, and I'm just not sure what was going on there. But
yeah, we are expecting to have a Spanberger landslide. Like that's probably.
Yeah, I think we're expecting her to win by 14 to 15 points. I think she'll get maybe close to 15. Maybe close to 14, but it's looking like it's going to be a smackdown here, and it's impacting everywhere else. Just Winston Earl Sears never even got the Trump endorsement. Hard to function.
And we just got a flip here. Monmouth County went from Cheryl to Chitarelli, 51-49. Monmouth is a Trump-heavy county, I believe, from 1 year ago.
Let me quickly check. Yeah, Trump 55-43, so so pretty red. Jack Chitarelli got 59% here in 2021 when he lost by 3. So hoping he's hoping to do a little bit better than he is right now, but he's improving a bit.
Yeah, but Cheryl has built a pretty big firewall here, and we're still waiting for northeastern Jersey and
Yeah, we're still waiting for
obviously
more
our
Josh. Oh, Big Josh's district. It feels like a decade ago, but Josh Gottenheimer was running for this exact position at one point.
yeah, it got destroyed.
Yeah, it struggled a lot in that primary. Yeah, we'll see. Cheryl.
Yeah, it seems like
in the middle
Cheryl
point,
will
but
get to.
she's going to
Yeah,
win.
we'll get to
It's
see.
a question of margin. I think she's more likely to win
Yeah,
by like 9 to 10 than she is to win by like 3 to 4. I'd maybe go like 8, 9 right now. If
yeah,
she broke 10, Democrats would be ecstatic. That would
yeah,
probably mean that they're gaining seats in the General Assembly.
yeah. That would be huge. Like, we all Democrats throughout this year struggled with enthusiasm gap, and then suddenly when it hit October, things started to explode a little bit here.
Dude, I'm just gonna tell
That's
you.
how I felt.
I know you don't use it, but you really need to go on Decision Desk HQ and look at these 2 Georgia races. There are some hilarious results. One of these Democrats is losing Floyd County by 2 points, and it's like in northwest rural Georgia. I mean, there's some hilarious election results going on out here.
All right, let's see here. So it's Georgia, right?
Yeah, Georgia.
All right, DDHQ called the Attorney General's race, by the
Yeah, they did. They have called it. We're just waiting on. We're really just waiting.
Okay, what? All right, so okay.
I mean, just flip around the map and look at some of these places that you're familiar with compared to like Kamala.
All right, so Alyssa Johnson has won, and I don't really see anything out. We got Henry Cup. She's dominating Henry Cup. What? Rockdale County. Oh my God! Some of these Kamala plus Morgan County. Let's see. Okay, yeah, this is crazy. Where has the Georgia GOP been? Jeez, what the fuck?
Yeah, they weren't doing anything. I just wanted you to look at it because I know you'd appreciate some of the results in there. Like that's kind of ridiculous to look at.
That's something That's something that you can only do when you're playing easy. Oh no, very easy on TPP. All right, so we got some. We got New York City.
Never checked the Miami mayoral race. Wonder what happened there. We don't have to look. I was just like thinking out loud. Yeah, New York City in about 20 minutes. I think we'll stay on stream for that. I don't think we're gonna make it to Prop 50, unfortunately, but like I think we both know Prop 50 is gonna pass pretty easily. I think pretty much everyone knows it at this point.
I'm probably gonna be on until at least California closes. But
Okay.
I just want to margin watch them.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting. But like Republicans have kind of given up on fighting it. Arnold Schwarzenegger is like disappeared. He said he was going to do all this.
And he's actually been probably the main Republican who's been fighting it this whole time.
Yeah, because he's
Not
like
even Trump has been out there to fight
because
it.
he's the only Republican from California who anyone likes.
All right, so here's Warren County in New Jersey, 5148 Chitterelli.
59-39 Trump, and in 2021, Chitterelli won that 64-34. So yeah. Yeah, I mean it's kind of staying steady right now in New Jersey Gov. Kind of just is what it is at the moment.
Yeah. Let's shout out that guy that does the New York City stuff. Like
Michael, the dude who writes
that
the
guy is
blog.
actually insane.
Michael Lange, yeah, he's been really good
Yeah.
this cycle.
Yeah.
He's had a very
actually, I doubt he actually gets sleep. I doubt he gets sleep because how can you make a full block by block prediction?
So Pennsylvania results, things look going pretty well. As far as just a lot of judicial elections in that race, but it looks like Democrats are moving towards sweeping the judicial races that were in question. So I'll take a look at some of those races as things calm down, and I can close some of my tabs here for like Virginia and whatnot. I still have all these up, but
yeah,
as things chill out a bit, I'll close.
I don't really have a ton of. Yeah,
I have my tabs for Virginia and New Jersey. Once AP calls us for Jay Jones, I'll probably shut down my Virginia tabs outside of the main one.
Yeah, I already closed the governor one. Oh, we got an update here from no, never mind. I was like, oh, we got an update here by a reporter, but no. Let's see here. Let's see. So, Monmouth and Ocean, the two big vote blocks there for Chitterelli, still have about 100,000 votes left. So I think he'll probably gain about 100,000 or so more votes there from his firewall. But other than that, I don't see anywhere else where he could actually gain a ton of votes.
Warren County. I think we might have discussed that one. Yeah, I mean Cheryl's doing really well in the early votes here. Yeah, no other way to slice it. There's a reason they've called this for.
What do you think the president is thinking right now? Like, he was already thinking he might have a blue wave in July. What do you think he might react to when he sees Democrats winning at landslides everywhere?
I don't think he's going to be happy when Zoran wins.
I mean, it's a guarantee he's going to win. Like basically. Have you seen how insane that turnout is in New York?
Yes, it's historic. It's been historic turnout everywhere, honestly. New Jersey's turnout looks like it's going to end up being insane compared to 2021. Virginia, we still have a way to go, but I think when all is said and done, it almost certainly will surpass. We're at 2.2 million in Virginia with 66% in. So they were 3.2 million in 2021. So I think we'll probably just pass 2021 in Virginia. So turnout's been pretty impressive there.
How much credit does Ken Martin get here?
I don't know.
Like, he hasn't really been that bad with DNC chair. Obviously, he managed to actually put money into the Florida districts. But other than that, I saw him he posted about phone banking, but other than that, I haven't seen much from him. Wait, so who is the new RNC chair since Watley decided to run for Senate and he has to resign?
I knew who it was for a second. I gotta look now. I forgot. It is Joe Gruters. He is a member of the state Senate, former chair of the Florida Republican Party, former treasurer of the RNC, and he was the treasurer of the RNC under Whately. So yeah, he's running the party now. Only he took office in August, only in late August. So
All right, Atlantic County just gave some votes to Chitterelli as well. Obviously, that's Atlantic City, a very populous county. Oh, we got some.
okay, we got our.
This is how.
Oh,
Oh,
you go
go
for
ahead.
it. You go for it. You want me to go
I
first?
was going to explain how. Yeah, I was going to explain some.
I'll go first. I
metrics here.
was just doing a call. Our fourth flip of the night for Democrats in the Virginia House of Delegates, HD 75. This is a Harris plus 7 seat. HD 75, Democrat currently leads 51-49 with 77% in. That's pretty close, but State Navigators called it. They're pretty damn credible when it comes to Virginia. If you remember C Analysis, same people, so they know their thing.
Yeah, so that's 5.
That's 4,
5.
but we just got our 5th actually in HD 71.
So we're at 56. Democrats have already gotten their goal. It's only 8:45, but Democrats already gotten their goal in the House of Delegates.
Yeah, they've hit 56, and they'll probably get a few more at this rate. Fun fact about HD 75, again, as I mentioned earlier, that is the Republican incumbent who lost in that seat is the incumbent who leaked the J. Jones texts.
Democrats decided, hey, I'm going to go after you now, too. Did he release it just to save his own butt? You thinking?
I don't know if she did or not. I think it was just to help muddy the waters in the AG race.
So this is actually a very successful night for the Democrats. Obviously, we're looking at. So Cheryl leads by 20 points still, but it's all early votes. Obviously, we're watching Trenton. We're also in New York. Obviously, Hudson, that's like right next door to New York City. What I find interesting is how is Hudson very blue since they're literally Hudson's on the other side of Manhattan, right?
Yeah, I forgot that this race was happening, to be honest with you. But just checked out Texas 18th. Pretty chaotic race so far, but 52% in, and it looks like Christian Menifee is pretty much a lock to advance. It looks like this is probably going to be a Democrat v. Democrat race because it's going to be Democrat v. Democrat. They hold all 3 at the top.
Wait. I thought this was a general, not the primary.
It's a runoff if no one gets 50%. It's a jungle primary. It's a jungle primary.
I thought it was a general because...
No, it's a jungle primary. If no one gets 50%, it goes to a runoff. It's going to be between 2 Democrats. It'll probably be a runoff. Christian Menifee, DGHQ, just said he's advancing. Amanda Edwards probably favored to advance, but with only 52% in, it's close enough between her and Jolanda Jones in third that maybe something could happen there. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Turnout's very low. Once this one's all in, I'll calculate the margin and compare it to 2024 in this district. But I'm going to wait to do that until all the votes are in, just because it'll get confused otherwise.
Yeah, that's downtown Houston, I believe.
Yeah, it's very, very blue. No one thinks Republicans. The best Republicans could have done here was maybe push it to a runoff, but
yeah. And whoever wins that race is going to face Al Green in the primary next.
Oh yeah, that's true. This is going to be impacted. It's going to be impacted if Al Green chooses to run again. We'll see.
All right, we got Sussex County now in for New Jersey, and it's an air show lead, and she keeps padding her early vote numbers, which is great news for her. All right, we got Ocean Dump. Jack Chitterelli now leads 65-35 in Ocean.
I was hearing some good stuff about his turnout there for sure.
And I think that's the reason why Republicans got a lot of opium because of that. But apparently, his turnout everywhere else is dog water.
Things are not going well for Red Lion on Twitter right now. Although, to be fair to him, he did predict that Jay Jones would win.
Is he crushing out?
He's crashing out a little bit, but it seems like he kind of knew this was coming. Actually, one of his more accurate predictions. Actually,
yeah, a lot of people like Red Lion.
Good for him.
Red Lion, Eagle, all those.
So we have a big one coming in. This is in Virginia. Just wanted to point out, Nelson County flips to Spanberger. This was a 3-time Trump county.
Whoever is running the Virginia GOP needs to be fired. Whoever's running the Virginia GOP to be fired.
I wonder what's going on in like the 1 or 2 Virginia counties that haven't reported any votes yet. You good? Are you talking?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just looking for
Twitter.
I'm looking for Twitter. Yeah, I was actually looking at some of the Georgia results. It's killing me. Like, what the hell? I wonder what Scott Presler is. He hasn't really crashed out, which I expected him to, but. Wait, there's a precinct by precinct view in for some of these counties in Virginia.
Wasn't that what VoteHub was going to do?
I think I am looking at VoteHub. This got posted on VoteHub.
Yeah, I know they said they were going to do something like that, which is pretty awesome. They're doing a lot of great work out there.
All right, so NBC has projected that Democrats keep those state Supreme Court seats. NBC News projects that the PA Supreme Court will keep all 3 of the Democrats that have been up, and we have gotten and Governor Rex Spanberger is speaking right now. We're getting remarks from the governor-elect of Virginia, Abigail Spanberger.
And Jack should really gaining some votes, although he's losing Sussex County, which I imagine will change pretty quickly once actual votes come in, considering Trump won 60% there. I'm seeing some people say that final numbers, House of Delegates, Democrats could flip up to 12 seats. We'll see.
That would get. That would be
Okay, we
amazing.
did just get our 6th official call, HD 73. This was Harris +1. This was my one toss-up. I really looked through all the places I trust when rating this one. Couldn't find like a consensus on how this one was leaning. So I rated it as a toss-up, HD 73, but Harris +1 seat, Republican held. Democrats state navigate projecting that they're probably going to flip that one when all is said and done.
So that's 6. So we're at 57.
That's officially 6, yes.
So with that, amazing night for the Democrats so far in Virginia after that disaster 4 years ago. Like I would not be surprised whoever the chair is of the Virginia GOP just resigns tonight because holy smokes. Alright, so we're getting more results here from New Jersey. I think Cheryl does. Oh, wow.
Yeah, she gained a point too.
When did Jack get over 40%?
He's been over there for a minute. He got some gains.
Ocean. Yeah, that's Ocean.
So the current NYT forecast is putting Cheryl at about 55% of the vote. So she could end
That'd be a great night.
Yeah, we'll see. It's a little hard to determine what the final margin would be there just because of the 2 independent candidates, even though neither of them are getting many votes. But that'd be very solid for her. Obviously, we called this one a while ago. We'll see. We're waiting on AP to call it, but it's been over here for a minute. And in a minute here, I'm going to start looking at the General Assembly because, if she's winning by 10 points, things are probably not going that well at the bottom of the biscuit. Oh, Jim McGeevy might force a runoff here in Jersey City.
And we're about to get New York City.
Yes, 4 minutes to 4 minutes to a big one. I think we know what to expect there, but it's still going to be historic when it actually happens.
Yeah, Zoran is going to have probably the most votes for any candidate in New York City history. If she gets 55, Cheryl, that would be 5-point overperformance, right?
So we'll see. We'll wait for the final margin. With the third-party candidates, it's a little more difficult.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to cue back into the Virginia Attorney General race and see what's been going on here. .64% in, it's still a 1.5 lead, but again, we have not even gotten anything yet again from Fairfax. Chris Williams 100% in. We just got a huge jump there in Virginia. Got us back up from 64 to 72. It's now a 2.5-point lead for Jay Jones. So tonight has been a really great night for Democrats. And the forecast is now at 56% for Cheryl. That would actually be very good for Cheryl. She gets 56%.
Yeah, that would be very strong for her. Congratulations to Cincinnati Mayor Aftab Purval on being reelected. I probably butchered his name. I apologize. But he wins
Oh, you actually got it
reelection.
right.
Oh, cool. He wins reelection, defeating
No surprise.
Vice President Vance's half brother, which is the only reason I bring that race up.
I mean, no surprise there. After Purval ran for Congress at 18, lost. What's crazy, I think Trump would have lost the new Ohio one as well.
Okay, here we go. HD 30 in Virginia. It's like a broken record at this point. Trump +1. Democrats have flipped this. Their 7th flip of the night.
God, they're on pace to get 60. We got
And it's 9 p.m.
More.
You know what this means.
And there's New York City is in, and we can predict that Zoran Mamdani will be the next mayor of New York City. Again,
Wait, really?
it is.
Are they projecting? Are they actually projecting that for him? I mean, yeah. I know we expect.
We're probably going to get the projection.
New York counted its votes quick for the primary, so hopefully that happens again. They were impressive in the primary.
Yeah, we sat here for about 2 hours waiting for results in the first results in the Swazi special election last year. But yeah, here we go. 34-year-old Zoran Mamdani will be probably the next mayor of New York. It's going to be interesting how this three-way race actually ends up. Is there any areas that close at 10?
No, I don't think so.
Do we have the neighborhood thing that we had for the primary?
No, they're not as locked in, which is ridiculous. You are literally the New York newspaper. What are we doing here, man?
Meanwhile, you have a guy who does a blog on Substack, actually going through and actually making predictions by blocks. Like, come on, man, what are you doing? Jersey's been slow today, though.
They usually are.
Oh, okay, here we go. New York City, we just got a huge drop of votes. And Curtis Leela is not even winning Staten Island right now. Cuomo is getting 51%. Leela is getting 27%. Mamdani is getting 21% in Staten Island. In Queens, Mamdani is winning by 10. Bronx, Mamdani is winning by 14. Manhattan, Mamdani is winning by 8. And in Brooklyn, Zoran is winning 60-34.
If that's holds, that's a big underperformance for Sliwa from his polling average. Because he was polling in like the high like teens, right?
Yeah. Around 16%. And they've been saying that Sliwa was predicted to win Staten Island too.
So it looks like it's being projected in the news that Pennsylvania has um, voted to retain all three of its Democratic state Supreme Court justices.
I shared that from my Twitter call
Yeah.
earlier. Red Line is continuing his crash out. He's saying we absolutely useless when we get power. That's what happens when you have the orange man in office. He absolutely does nothing for you. Pulling USA 45 minutes ago. These are actually insane margins in Georgia. What the hell's going on? We're up to 75% in, and Jay Jones still has about 2.5 point lead here. He's expected to still get around 53%. This map is looking more like the Kamala map from last year, but when you compare it to what was expected to happen, ooh. Oh my God.
What?
Passaic County. This is the Trump County, that the heavy Latino Trump County in New Jersey.
Oh yeah, they were hoping to flip that
It's
back.
60-40 with 36%. Yeah.
That would be good news for them.
60-40 right now.
That'd be good news for her. That's one that they really would like to flip back. Kamala lost it 50-47 to Trump. Murphy performed pretty poorly there. He got 51.5% in 2021. So good strong start for Cheryl there, but that's one that they're definitely going to hope to. DDHQ calls it for Zoran. We'll continue to margin
No
watch.
surprise there.
We knew what was coming. Congratulations, New York. He's your mayor. We'll see how this goes. It's gonna be an interesting ride to follow over the next few years.
Yeah.
And of course,
And
we'll continue
many
watching to
hope.
see what his final margin is here. But right now, he's got a majority and he has a mandate.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, all this discussion about, Sliwa needs to drop out, Eric Adams needs to drop out, we need to unify around Cuomo as the Zoran alternative. If he gets a majority, that's all for naught. It doesn't matter. He has the support. And I mean, let's just remember how insane this is. This is a guy who was polling in dead last in the Democratic primary in February of this year. He was 40 points behind. He was in the single digits. As late as like mid-May, it looked like this primary wasn't even going to be close. This is one of the more ridiculous rises I can remember witnessing during my time following politics.
Like, Trump's was ridiculous, but that guy has been teasing a run since 2000, since the 1980s. Like, we always but yeah, this is actually incredible. Yeah, he did all this. He won the Bernie endorsement. He won the AOC endorsement. He won progressive endorsements, and he started the game. All right, we got Nair County coming in from New Jersey.
Oh, we got Democrats with a very, very narrow lead in a Trump +8 county HD 49. This is one that I had as likely R. This was one of their long shot targets. We'll keep an eye. I'm going to keep an eye on that one.
And back over in New Jersey, Middlesex County, it just came in big for Cheryl, 64-35.
Yeah.
Over a half the vote is in. I think it's close to AP is close to calling this, but New York Times is projecting around 56-57% here in the final margin projected win here from Cheryl. But if Cheryl wins by double digits, that would be a great night for her in the Democratic Party here. Do you remember back in 21, early in the 21 campaign where Andrew Yang was the front runner in that New York City primary?
Yeah, a bit of a sliding doors moment there.
Yeah.
Okay, we officially have our 8th flip per State Navigate. Thank you so much to them for helping carry tonight. It's been pretty huge. Democrats have flipped HD 64. HD 64. This was a Trump +2 county, Republican held. This is a mild upset. I had this one leaning R. So Democrats continue to just kind of run through in terms of flips here. This was not going to be one of their easier flips, but it's one that they're flipping.
How close could they actually get to 67, the supermajority?
I'll take a minute more. Well, I'll think about it once they get to 60. I'll look at the rest of the results and see how likely that is.
Because it didn't take long for them to hit their target, which was 56. They're closing in on. They're going to get 60. So can they actually get the outright supermajority tonight? That's the huge question now.
Yeah, it definitely looks like, and again, it doesn't really matter for the final results because it's a three-way race and Zoran has a majority, but it definitely looks like Curtis Lewa, like I don't know if it's the Trump endorsement or the Elon stuff, but Republicans definitely shifted towards Cuomo late in this one because Curtis Lewa was polling regularly 15-20%, and he currently at 8%. So it definitely looks like Cuomo did experience a surge in his support personally. Just based off the Republican flips.
Wasserman has been tweeting. Here's 8 GOP Hill Virginia House District won by Arizona 24. The Dems have a great chance to flip. And then it's just going through the ones that you've been going over. So I'm curious which I'm going to run for this list that Wasserman has tweeted out and see which one's been called. Has 22 been called for Democrat?
Yeah. I mean, not by the
57?
AP. Yeah, State Navigate called that one.
All right, 57.
57. Yes, this one's been called for Democrats.
71.
Let me quickly check this one. I think this has been called, but I want to make sure. Yes, this one's been called.
73.
For a second, 73. Yes, this one's been called for Democrats.
How about 75?
That one has been called for Democrats.
82.
That one has been. That one's been called for Democrats. That was actually the first one we called.
86.
That one has not been called yet. No.
All right. And how about 89?
Also has not been called yet, I believe.
All right. So those Democrats so far have picked up 6 of the 8 Republican-held Commonwealth districts in Virginia.
Yeah, I mean, good chance they pick up a couple more because they've already picked up some seats that were Trump held.
Yeah, it's like 60 is very, very great night for Democrats here. Like, I don't even remember the last time in one night a state party gets absolutely nuked like this. I mean, 22 Florida is the closest comparison, but getting nuked like this after having a close win, like Trump lost it by 5.
Oh, NYT does have a NYT does have a neighborhood map up actually, if you're interested. I had to go to detailed results and then scroll down, but they do have one up.
Detailed results. Where is it?
Just
There
keep
it is.
scrolling. Yeah.
Results by neighborhood. There it is. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, looking very good for. Yeah, this is actually crazy. There it is. There's the neighborhood one. All right. Like I'm saying, I don't remember a time that a party got this nuked in in a night like this.
Yeah, I mean, Florida Democrats 2022 was a pretty brutal one, but
but my reason between not saying Florida 22 is because Democrats hardly held offices in state offices in Florida.
To be fair, up until 2021, Virginia Republicans were on a pretty big drought of their own. But they did have a nice 2021 that is now fading into irrelevance. I guess Jason Mayers is still their best candidate for governor in 4 years, though. They're certainly not running it back with Winsome.
Yeah, they're probably gonna try to get Youngkin to come back.
They could do that, although that went really badly for Democrats. I don't know if Youngkin's popular enough that I would think that would go any better for Republicans. Retreading Terry McAuliffe.
Jay Jones continues to gain in Virginia AG. He now leads by 3.5 points.
Before
He's closing in
27,
on that Kamala number.
Republicans held 66 seats in the Virginia House of Delegates as recently as 2017. It's kind of unrecognizable.
Wait, so in just 4 years, that whole
Well,
supermajority
2017, so like 8 years. But the Trump era, yes.
I'm talking. Yeah, like back in 17, 66 seats for Republicans in the House of Delegates.
Yeah.
And then they got nuked in 17's general.
They
lost.
very nuked in 17.
And they're getting nuked again tonight. Wow. Zoran has dropped under 50. Oh my gosh. It's only an 8-point lead for Cuomo, for Zoran.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, he's...
I mean, I think most of the Cuomo vote is from Staten Island, I think. Right? Most of his big bats from Staten Island, I think. I mean, Staten Island and Queens is obviously Cuomo's best areas right now.
State Navigate is projecting the Democrats will finish with 64 seats in the House. We'll see if that holds, but that would be a net gain of 13. It would be a lovely night for them.
Oh gosh. I'm thinking if next time the Republicans do well in Virginia, they're probably going to get all those seats back.
They'll get quite a few of them, but yeah. Well, Andy, this has been a pretty fun night, but it is getting late out here, and I have to charge and fix up some computer. So I'm going to be leaving the stream for now, but this was a fun time. Thanks for having me on. Good to discuss and watch the questions.
All right.
Peace.
So there goes Dante. So let's continue here with the coverage. Let's go over what we got so far in the races. All right, so right now in New Jersey, Cheryl has a very decent lead. It's 14 points, give or take. 14 points right now for Cheryl. And this is not looking good for Jack Chitterelli. His big vote pocket is about to be finished. His big vote pockets are almost done. I would be actually surprised at this point if she doesn't finish with a win of more. And there we go. There we go. AP predicts Mikey Sherrill has been elected the next governor of New Jersey. And that means we'll probably have a special election for her seat sometime in early next year. Wow. What a night for Democrats. All right, so this is interesting. So Zoran is actually under. He's actually look at this. And we got Democrats have 60. Democrats have 60 in the Virginia House of Delegates. We got the ninth race, ninth flip for the Democrats in Virginia. Just what a night for the Virginia Democrats. I'm gonna go look at see what the governor's race is like. Oh my goodness. Spamberger's at 56 for 43. All right, so Zoranda's gained some votes. He's now back at 50%. So this has been a very successful night. Whoops. All right, folks. I will be right back. All right, there's Zoram on. All right, everyone. Zoram Manami has won the election. He AP projects. Just an incredible night, and Zoran keeps climbing the numbers since Staten Island has basically been done. Spanberger's up 13 points. All right, I think it might be. Oh, yeah, but still very, very strong night for the Democrats. And we just got a call hold for the Democrats in the in the Virginia House of Delegates. They're now at 60. It's been a disastrous night for the Republicans. It's all I have to say about this night for the Republican Party. They get nuked in Virginia. They underperform in New Jersey. This is going to be a night to remember if you're a Democrat. Probably the most satisfying night for Democrats probably since 2018. We know that Biden won in 2020, but it wasn't really a satisfying win as it should have been. All right, everyone. I think I might be done here. I don't really feel well. I literally was still a little bit numbed up from the dentist when I got on. Like, I'm fine now, but I'm gonna end it here. Get some rest. Be back tomorrow. Well, some point in this week, I'll have our first my updated predictions for 2026. Thank you guys so much for 7 great years. And thank you so much for 300 subscribers. It's been a great journey. Thank you guys so much. Enjoy. If you're a Democrat, go enjoy yourself. It's been a great night. Thank you to Dante for joining me here again. Amazing night. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching.